Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Kernels. I am so excited to have two librarians here today to share about a fun thing going on in their library, which are puzzle competition fundraisers. So we're going to learn more about that. But first, let me tell you about Kernels. If you're not familiar, each kernel is a quick pop. There is a popcorn joke in there of professional development that just kind of showcases something fun, unusual, extra helpful going on in a library. So these puzzle competitions are getting a little more popular, I think. And Jamie actually reached out to me to say, "Hey, I'm doing this, and it's gone really well for us, and I think it's going well for Kathy too. Could we do a kernel on this?" And of course, I was glad to hear about it. This is going to be a fun one, I think. So without further ado, Kathy, let me turn it over to you. You're at the Huxley Public Library in
Yes.
Huxley. So, how did you get started with puzzle competitions as a fundraiser, and how do you structure your program?
Mhm. So I've been doing fundraisers because we've done a remodel project in the library. So this was another way to raise some funds. And I absolutely stole the idea from Polk City and Jamie. So I picked her brain a little bit before we got started. And we've done four in total now, two last winter and two this year. And the way we structure it is we have had a $60 fee for a team of up to four people to enter. And that money comes straight to us at the library to this project fund for our remodel project. So we strive for anywhere from 20 to 25 teams. And we have our tournaments here in the library. So the teams register, pay ahead of time, and come in and have the competition right here in the library. And I have also, to ensure that we're really making money, have found sponsors for our tournaments, and that has been a Vision Bank, our local branch. Modern Woodman has sponsored a tournament, and Thrivent Financial. So we really appreciate those sponsors coming alongside. That pays for the puzzles, pays for a few snacks, and then we make all the profit.
That's great. So, Jamie, you've been at it a little longer then. How have you been structuring your competitions?
So ours is very similar to Kathy. I think the beauty of it is like, although they're similar, they're a little different. It shows there's no one way that you have to go about doing this. Again, we charge $60 per team. Last year, we actually were charging $80. We had a little bit bigger project we were fundraising for, and we met that goal. So this year, we dropped the fee a little bit. Again, we use 1 to 4 people on a team. We do 500-piece puzzles in 2 hours. Um, and we do ours at local restaurants or local organizations. So we use the golf course, we use the Mexican restaurant, and we have used the American Legion. And then they usually donate the prizes for us as well to the winning team. And then, which are gift cards to their establishments. And then while they're working on their puzzles, they're buying drinks and appetizers from those establishments.
Well, that's really fun. Are you 500-piece puzzles as well, Kathy?
No, we have actually done 750-piece puzzles.
Ooh.
And as far as the food, we have provide a few snacks and drinks, but we tell our participants they can bring in whatever they want, and they do. They bring in a lot of food and snacks and drinks.
So
But we do have done the larger size puzzles.
you mentioned both of you that you've got, what'd you say, 20 to 25 teams
Mhm.
about, and
Yes.
is everybody doing the same puzzle? How do you keep it fair?
We order the exact same puzzle. I order them off Amazon, order a few extra, and then it's easy to return if we
Oh.
have any left over at the end because each team takes their puzzle home with them.
Hmm.
And we have
Yeah.
the same level of prizes that Jamie was talking about, gift cards from local businesses.
Hmm.
So one thing too that we do to keep it fair, and I think Kathy, you do this too as well, is that those puzzles are gift wrapped. And so when we walk around and set
Yes.
them down on the table, nobody can unwrap their puzzle until we say go.
Yep.
This is like
Absolutely the same.
very serious. Have your teams really gotten into the competitive spirit? Jamie, do you want to go first with this one?
It's funny because there are teams that come really just for the social aspect of it,
Mhm.
that are just
Hmm.
there for an afternoon out. We have one couple that comes. They live in a neighboring community. They love to do puzzles. They have a cat, and their cat does not allow them to do puzzles at home. So they come to the library. or to our puzzle event. But we have then the ones that are the serious puzzlers,
I'm
and
gonna
you
pull up
watch
this
them.
picture you shared with me here. Is that
Yes,
is
so
that
like
coming up there? Is these gals are some of your serious puzzlers?
so I'm not sure. Yeah, these are a little more serious. I'm not sure they're one of the competition teams, as I like to call them, but you can see they brought their own puzzle board. It's got sorting drawers built into it. They've got a pretty nice one. That one rotates around on a Lazy Susan.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my.
great.
But we have a team that has competed several times in the past where we watch them in about every 3 to 4 minutes. They get up and rotate one space to the left or to the right, and so they're seeing the puzzle from a different angle and they work on it. And like I said, they knock out a 500-piece puzzle in about 30, 35 minutes.
Wow. Wow. I think the last time I did a 500 piece puzzle at home, it took me a couple weeks. So that's pretty impressive. Do you have competitors, Kathy, or are your folks mostly in it for the fun?
No, there's definitely some serious competition, but the same, you get on both ends. The last one that we did was just last week.
Mm.
We've had a reigning champion this year. Same team won in January and February, and they finished that 750-piece puzzle in 58 minutes.
Oh my.
This gal, she the kind of the leader of the team, she has the uncanny ability to look at the pieces and she can just start putting together in her brain, and she sorts them out and everybody has their part. But
Wow.
the most fun competition we had last week was a set of parents and their high school kids. And
Oh.
those were the two that were going head to head, and the kids won. So that was fun.
Uh, I have a picture here now from your event, I think. That's from
Yes.
this past week that you
Yep.
did. And you just cram everyone right in the library. So, like, is
We
this an
do.
example? This table here, these folks brought their own supplies from
Hmm.
home to be
Yep.
able to sort these out. So,
And you notice there they even have a lamp.
oh, they
Oh my
do, don't
Yeah.
they?
goodness.
And
Very
they
I've
fun.
never seen that.
those four have been in all four tournaments that we've had. That same team has been around. And they come in third or fourth. So they're determined that they're going to take it one of these times.
Yeah, yeah, no, they'll get it. I have a feeling. That's impressive. Let's talk a little bit more about these partnerships. So, Kathy, you mentioned you have some businesses that have partnered in what ways now? How have you utilized their help?
They have completely sponsored all the cost. So basically, I go in and say, okay, this is the puzzle I'm using. This is how much it cost. Vision Bank gave us $500, which was extremely generous. That gave us a little extra even. So that
Hmm.
bought the 25 puzzles, bought some bags of popcorn, some water, some candy that we just put out for everybody.
Hmm.
And then Modern Woodman this January came in with matching funds.
Oh, wow.
So we doubled in January, which was great. And that was an organization I wasn't extremely familiar with prior to that, but they do have local chapters that they designate money to be spent in that community. So I think that's somebody worth seeking out
Hmm.
because the funds that they have are to be spent locally. So we doubled our money in January with that sponsorship. And then Thrivent Financial, of course, you see their donations and sponsorships all over. And so we had two local employees, and one was willing to put they get a sponsorship package. So it's a credit card, a loaded credit card, and t-shirts and some notebooks and other supplies that we could pass out
Wow.
at the event to share their sponsorship. And then we get all the profit, like I said. So having
Yeah.
that behind us is a big deal.
And you don't have a friends group, is that right?
We do,
But have
but
they
it
been
is
involved at
consists
all?
of three really awesome women that that would love to do more, but they all work full time and only have so much time. So they do come alongside and help set up and do that,
Hmm.
but
Oh,
they have
that's
not
nice.
financially sponsored one for us yet.
And Jamie, am I remembering right that yours did kind of start out of your friends group?
So absolutely, our Friends of the Library is the one who does our group. And we have had some sponsorships from like the Polk City Community Foundation and things. One thing that's a little different, we do ours monthly. Basically, we do September, October, November. We don't do December. And then we do January, February, March, and April. And then we take a break over the summer. So we do purchase a lot of our own puzzles. The Friends of the Library purchase them, and then that's just it does come out of the proceeds. But when we're doing it every month versus twice a year, I think, it's a little harder to find sponsorships for all of them, but
Yes.
it's still just a really good fundraiser for my friends of the library group.
And I was going to show this picture. This must be from one of your times at a local restaurant.
Yes,
So you can see they've bought drinks and I'm sure some of them bought lunch or dinner or whatever, snacks, whatever it was. And then that's great press for the local business and a nice, fun environment to have the competition in.
absolutely. They really enjoy it. And like you see, you can see that we make name tags for all of the teams. We
We
put
do.
those at
Hmm.
their tables. They come up with some really clever names.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that Excel sheet that shows your registration here. Let me see, flip through pictures. There it is. So this I liked some of the names that people had here. Let's see, Get It Together. That's a pretty good puzzler name. The Missing Piece, that's nice. Oh, Missing Pieces and Missing Piece. That's a little
Yes.
confusing, but very
Like,
fun.
just press hard. Just make it fit.
Yeah.
There's my puzzling ability.
We
Yes, I
did have a team named Make It Fit.
make it fit. That's
Yeah.
fun. Very fun. So, how have you guys been advertising these events? Is it mostly to regulars? It sounds like you're pretty much at capacity with them. There's probably not a lot of advertising that you've had to do. Kathy, do you want to start with this one? Since
Yeah,
you
we've
just had
just
an
made
event?
a Facebook event, and that's really all we've done. And then have flyers in the library. We're in a multi-use community building. So we have a bulletin board downstairs in Park and Rec, and so we get a little more exposure other than just library patrons on our bulletin boards here, but it hasn't taken much effort at all. And I discovered once we did one, word of mouth takes over too. Hey, did you see they're
Mm,
doing another one?
yeah.
And friends definitely tell friends about it.
Well, that's
Oh,
fun.
can I tell one more Friends of the Library story in regards to these two? What our friends group did try one last summer.
Yeah.
Huxley has Prairie Fest in August. That's our summer celebration. So the Friends of the Library thought, well, we will do a puzzle tournament at Prairie Fest. So it was 1 hour, a 300-piece puzzle, eat a large pizza, and drink a liter of pop. And it was well received. It filled the capacity, but boy, did people have opinions about pizza and pop.
They wanted
So
puzzles only,
it
huh?
became a little stressful for the organizers because they kept getting so much feedback about what people wanted in their pizza and pop versus
Oh,
just show up and do it. It's just for fun. It's a fundraiser. Don't worry about it. So it was a
yeah.
fun twist. And I think they will do it again, but
But
yeah, we'll see.
maybe just stick with the popcorn
Yeah,
and yeah, this isn't an eating competition. This is
right.
just okay. So you mentioned the fundraiser. So what have you been doing with the funds that you've been raising? Jamie, do you want to go first?
Sure. So, one of the things that we were lacking in our library was any quiet workspaces. We were just pretty much one big room. Um, and so we were raising funds for a modular study pod.
Oh wow.
And so that was the big purchase that our Friends of the Library made last year. And we had gotten one of the ALA grants um, to do that. We'd gotten, some money from our Polk County Board of Supervisors, but we had a long way to go. And that puzzle fundraiser it really filled in the gap so that we were able to raise those funds in basically a year to get that study space in. And now we're working on getting some better furnishings for it. Um,
Yeah,
we have a makeshift, but it works. And, it also helps our Friends of the Library budget pays for our adventure pass. They pay for our summer reading prizes. So
so
all
all of it helps.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I think it's so nice when you're doing a fundraiser, especially something as big and high profile as this one is, to have a specific thing to say we are raising money to do this thing, and at the end the community can see what they've done. So Kathy, what have you guys been working on?
Well, we have never had a large meeting room space in our
Mm.
library. When this building was built, they put in three small study rooms, essentially. If you sat six people around a table, if you put eight people around a table, you were claustrophobic in these rooms. And so it's always been a desire of mine and I think a need to have a large meeting room space. So we just spent about $136,000 and knocked out a bunch of walls and now have a beautiful meeting room, a capacity of 49 people. And it does have a divider in it, so you could separate off a small room, use it simultaneously. And then in another space in the library, we took up a little more floor space and added another small study
Wow.
slash meeting room. We didn't lose any shelving space. We were able to rearrange bookshelves and really add to what we can offer. Because we are in a multi-use building, we also added another exterior door to the large meeting room, so it can
Okay.
also be used outside of library hours.
Wow, what
So
another great high profile project that folks can see the
yeah.
immediate impact of their fundraising dollars. That's great. So, Kathy, I'll let you start this one. If you obviously are kind of newer to this than Jamie is, but what advice would you give to a library thinking of starting uh, a series like this or
Yeah,
trying one or two out?
I would say absolutely do it because really there's nothing simpler.
Yeah.
It is ordering the puzzles, grabbing some snacks. There's the physical labor of, setting up some tables and moving chairs around. But honestly, it just couldn't be simpler. And last Monday night, I cleared over $1,200
Wow.
for a little muscle time. And I had two board members come in at the end of the night and help me put everything away. And I had students in the library Wednesday that hauled the tables back downstairs for me. They thought that was really cool because they got to take tables down in the elevator.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
so
I was going
I,
to
I would
share
say this
another
is,
picture from your Monday night as well.
mhm.
Just like how fun this is just to see so many people in the library. Like
So it is
what
every
a
square inch of floor space is taken up with tables and chairs, as you can see. But it's just so worth it. It's
yeah.
so worth it. And the people have fun.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of joking that, well, that team that won in 15 minutes, they're not allowed to enter again, right? You know, but it's all very tongue in cheek and everybody has a good time. And it's just not hard to get four people to spend $60 for a night out. In fact,
Yeah.
there was a table of four women. They might have had maybe 50 pieces put together at the end of the night. And all they told me was, we're not going home before bedtime. So, you can advertise it as a night out for a couple, two couples wanting to spend time together, for moms wanting to spend time together. Like I said, the families that had kids at one table and the parents at another. It's just a very, very easy, entertaining way to raise some money.
Very fun. Jamie, you agree?
I 100% agree. Um, it's we used to our friends of the library, one of the things that they did for many years was like a ring toss game at our summer festival where they had to lug all of the 2 liters that people donated and we'd lug them down to the square and set it up. And then we also used to have our great big like 3-day book sale. And this is just such a much easier way to raise funds, especially since, my friends at the library, most of them are retired people. They don't want to do a lot of that physical heavy lifting anymore. And this is just so easy, especially when you do it at a restaurant and you don't have to set up the tables and the
Yeah,
chairs.
yes. You eliminated the heavy lifting right there.
Absolutely.
And do I have it right, Jamie, that you are also doing yours like on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon? So then
Yes,
you're not taking like the restaurant doesn't feel like, oh, that's during dinner rush or something. It's kind of would be a slow time for them anyway.
absolutely. Ours are Sunday afternoons from 2 to 4.
Yeah. I am still just amazed at how fast
So
things puzzles are getting done.
Oh, it's
Things you have
crazy
to
to
look
watch
at
it.
though with the Sunday afternoon, like last year we goofed, so we scheduled ours, and yeah, don't schedule even from 2 to 4. Don't schedule your event on Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Football, of course. Yeah. That
So,
wasn't on your radar. You're not a
it
Chiefs
is. I
fan?
just don't think we thought about it at the time we scheduled it.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Worth calling out. So I'm gonna sum up. So you have a team, and I think I like you usually have a team captain, someone who's sort of your point of contact, your person in
Mhm.
charge. So you recruit teams. There's a fee to enter. Everyone's doing the exact same puzzle, but it's secret, so that
Yeah.
like it's all wrapped up. Can kind of encourage some of that competitive camaraderie to say, bring your puzzle table, bring your thinking socks, whatever it is, your lights, your magnifying glasses. This is blowing my mind. And then yeah, the snacks, the food, the prizes, all of this kind of rolls together to make a successful event.
Mhm.
Right. Anything I'm
Absolutely.
forgetting? Anything else you guys want to share about this?
I
I
don't
think
think
I just
so.
can't reiterate how much fun it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
And not a lot of staff time either. I mean, sometimes it
Yeah.
might be a lot of money, but you've got staff who are doing all this stuff. It's like just
Nope.
get them wrapped or have a friend of the library wrap them, and you're off to the
And,
races. So
and we really went all out for wrapping. We used old newspapers. So
Yes.
yeah, there you go. And all that dollar store bin birthday paper that nobody wanted or something. Okay, well, thank you both to Jamie and to Kathy for
you're welcome.
taking time to talk about this fun thing. If you've got something fun going on in your library that you would like to see featured as a kernel so that librarians like Jamie and Kathy can learn from it, let me know because we're always looking for new kernels ideas. So I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you have fun with your own puzzle fundraisers. And again, my
Do it.
thanks to Jamie and Kathy. Bye, guys.
Thank you.